is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show. This
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. old show.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
All righty. Welcome aboard, baby. New time and new day. It's a new day for you. A new day for you. Anybody a little Basha fan from the 90s? New day for you. And for Hialeah Park, it's a new day for you. We are now Tuesdays instead of Thursdays. And we are 2 to 4 now instead of 3 to 5. So things have changed. And so we're hanging out here, having some fun. So come on by, say hi. Today we're in the second floor like we normally are in the poker room. But we will be in the first floor, I believe, next week with all the tables and all that kind of stuff. Right in the mix of all the tables, all the games and the tables. So we'll have a little fun with that next week when we're here at Hialeah Park. David Ferronis will join us later on the show. I know Steve Calibro will stop by. I've got an idea for Steve, too. Today, by the way, is day 18,780. No, those aren't the amount of days I've been on the air doing shows. It's 35 years, but it's not that long. This is day number 18,780 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy, and we count on. All right, on a beautiful Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. We are wrapping up July, getting ready to start August. Now we've got the Canes and Notre Dame right around the corner. Ooh, we're going to be at Caneswear, by the way. What day is it we're going to be at Caneswear in August? The 22nd, I believe. I want to say the 21st or something. It's like a Thursday or 22nd Friday. We'll be at Caneswear. Remember, you can use our code BIG010 to get anything you want and get 10% off, bro. Come on. Anything with the Canes logo on it, anything with a Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, Heat. They got all kinds of stuff. All of your local teams there at Caneswear. So go see Jeff and Brett, Jack, all the great people out there at Caneswear, man. They'll take care of you, man. Good people out there, man. All right. We got a lot of things to talk about. Wow. Dolphins were in pads today for the first time. So that's good. I like that they put on the pads, but today was a bad day in camp. See, they have all this silliness, who's up, who's down, who had a whatever. None of that means anything. Really, that's just silliness for the media to fill some space, and for you suckers that you you need something to chew on every day. That means nothing, but you'll use it and you'll run with it and you'll go talk to your buddy. Hey, he made a great catch today. Hey, which means nothing. Oh, he got beat today. Means nothing whatsoever. But have fun with it. Today's a bad day because Ashton Davis got injured. That's what matters in these camps, man. All this stuff is for mental reps. They're all experimenting stuff. They're trying new players. They're trying different things. They're trying different schemes. There's a lot of experimenting going on. Guys are still getting in shape. Hell, Darren Waller can't even find the field. He's in such great shape, isn't he? Isn't he in phenomenal shape? You watch all his videos, he's in like phenomenal shape, but yet he can't take the field. You know, I not listen. I don't mean to make light of the situation, but I like to have fun in anything that goes on. I just wondered once they walked into the building, they go, no wonder she left him. No wonder he's a failed rapper. No wonder he quit football. This guy's a mess. And so I'm just wondering. I don't know. That's all I can think of. There's nothing. The excuses that McDaniel used are complete horseshit. None of it makes any sense. So I don't know what's going on, but something's going on because you went and brought in Noah Fant for a workout and a talk. So something's going on. But anyway, that's what's going on in training camp. You got a bunch of young guys are trying to figure out. You got a Chubb that is coming back from an injury. You got an Austin Jackson that's coming back from an injury. So all these people are working their way to getting to football shape. None of them are in any football shape because none of them have been hitting and tackling. Because that's not what you do. You're not doing that right now. There's no tackling going on. And the hitting is not even on full board yet. So, let's relax. The up and down stuff is a bunch of horse shit. Don't fall for the banana and tailpipe. What we want as Dolphin fans, or whatever fan you are of whatever your team is, you don't want injuries, dude. That's the thing that sets your team back. You just need the luck of staying healthy. And a good day is the day you hear there are no serious injuries. If you hear about an Ashton Davis who had a left leg injury, limped off, came back in crutches, foot and boot, that's it, dude. That's a bad day because that's considered one of your safety starters or one of your top safeties, however you want to look at it. I don't know. I don't know how all the safeties are going to break out. I know Minka is going to be there. I don't know everything else, how it's going to work out, whatever. But he's supposed to be one of those guys. Or Iffy, who's Iffy. You know what I'm saying? And that now you got Davis and Iffy, both Iffy. These are the bad days. This is what we don't want in training camp. We want to try to, like any team that's out there, you don't want to hear about a damn injury. Because then that sets your team back, And what was it? Somebody just lost a tackle. Was it Tyler Guyton or something like that? I think it was. They just lost a tackle that just blew a ligament. Done for the year now. Those are the bad days. That's your down. That's your up and down. I'm not going to judge some guy that's coming back from an injury and how he's working and all that. I'm not going to judge some kid that doesn't know the system yet right now in the first couple of weeks of training camp. I'm not going to judge some 6th, 7th rounder, some undrafted kid that his head is spinning right now. This is going to take him a little bit to kind of get, and then, we're bashing these kids and we really don't know everything that's going on. It's just kind of silly, but I get it. Media's got to fill space. They got to fill talk time and all that kind of stuff, but none of that means anything. This is the sad part, the Ashton Davis stuff. This is the part that sucks today, is losing that young man for I don't know how long, but it sucks because then he's got to work his way back from that too. And he still has to prove that can be a guy for you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Guyton ended up bone fracture, 4 to 6 weeks. Initially, we thought it was an ACL, but it ended up
okay. So it wasn't ACL, it was a bone fracture.
Yeah,
there you go.
Missed 4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, 4 to 8 weeks. Again, that's brutal. That's a setback. Those are the things that you don't want in training camp. Those are the things that we have to hope for and pray for as Dolphin fans. Look, man, I don't even think they're going to have a good season anyways, as it is. But if you start losing people, it's going to be a lot harder to even have a respectable season and things like that. So today, unfortunately, the Ashton Davis injury is one that becomes a little bit of a downer for the day, because you just don't want to see that. And hopefully the young man can come back and, as soon as possible and get back out there and help out a team that is desperate. Because if you think about it, their experience on the outside is really, really thin, whereas inside is where all the experience is. At least Davis has some. So does Iffy. And then obviously Minka's very good. So you've got some there, and you're hoping that that's going to be, which is what is the heart of Weaver's system. So now Elijah Campbell, who, by the way, I like Elijah Campbell. I think Elijah Campbell has made himself a better football player every year. The question is now, can you get to the point of giving Elijah Campbell more responsibilities? And can then he handle those responsibilities and play at a higher level? And he's going to have that opportunity right now. This is going to be a huge opportunity for Ashton Davis. So that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, for Elijah Campbell, that'll be pretty cool. I like him. I like Elijah Campbell. He's a pro. He's proven to be a pro and a solid football player. Definitely a solid special teamer. He has not proven yet to be a consistent and solid safety yet. He'll do some spotty things at times where he'll make a mistake or two, and he'll make a play or two. But he's not there yet where we're at the plateau that we have gotten to consistency. But I do like him as a football player, as a professional. So that's a nice foundation for Elijah Campbell. It's just a matter of getting this opportunity and seeing if he can actually do something with it, while Davis and Iffy are iffy. So we'll see. Again, we got to get to scrimmages. We got to get to preseason games to at least get a feel for some of this stuff. And then in the regular season is the nitty gritty, and when we'll find out everything. By the way, don't forget about the Big Cheese, bigcheesemiami.com. Go see all the amazing people out there. Great. I mean, some of that staff has been there for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years. It's crazy. They've been around for over 40 years. Billy and Gary started this 40 years ago, and the Big Cheese has become an institution. Go to bigcheesemiami.com, and when you go, walking in and sitting down and just walk around, by the way. When you order your food, take a couple minutes, walk around and check out all the walls and all the memorabilia and everything signed, and the pictures and the memories of 40 plus years of Cane's memories, which are just absolutely amazing. And then, of course, the food. bigcheesemiami.com. And if you see Gary out there, say hi to him and tell him that Big O sent you, or just flat out tell him that Big O sent you when you go out to bigcheesemiami.com. All right. What do we got here? I see Dolphin Dave is in. NorCal is hitting it in many different ways. A like button, and you know what else? Jay Gelfin in the house. He says, loving the YouTube shorts of the Florida Panthers having fun. Oh, yeah, with the cup. Yeah, that is fun. That is fun to watch. They deserve it, man. They deserve it. And Jones taking it back to Dallas and all that. That was pretty cool for him. And obviously what Zito did with the Dolphins and the Seals and all that. That picture with the Dolphin was just the best. It's the closest a Dolphin will get to a championship. Let's see. Kosa. Let's see. Big O, are you still in the frame of mind that the team is tanking? They're not tanking, because if they're tanking, that would be what they did with Flo in the first year. What they did was they showed no urgency. It's simple. It's simple math right now, Kosa. Simple math. You try to improve your teams, right? Are they better than the team from last year? Are they better than the team from the year before? Not even close. They don't have the experience. They don't have the depth. They don't have the leadership that they had. I understand that there's here it's really cute. I'm glad you brought it up. I saw something really cute today. It's really cute. It's just cute. Tanner Connor, who means nothing to this team, who has had a free ride he is Rob Lowe in college. Okay? He is one of the guys in old school. All right? Whoever you want to pick in old school, any of them, all right? That's who Tanner Connor is in the NFL. He's a kid that's been loafing around, has done nothing, and has has stolen an NFL paycheck now for 3 straight years. This is from Barry Jackson. Tanner Connor, who's had a good camp, answers questions thoughtfully. Had an interesting answer when asked if McDaniel has changed. He says, the same Mike I've been with ever since he's been here. He's genuine to himself and cares a lot about us and wants everyone to have a special career. Mike hasn't changed at all, but I think maybe the emphasis around him and respecting him more as players has changed as we've gotten some players out who might not have been as respectful. The team is very bought in. They believe in Mike and what he wants to do. All right. That's when a player says all the right things, who, by the way, has no standing on the team. Like Zach Sealer could call some shit out, and what are you going to say? You're not going to cut him. You might go talk, hey, Zach, you might want to, ease up there. No, I don't feel like it. And Zach would be, because he's the main guy on that team on defense. But this is a guy that has no weight. And, I get to see this whole thing about, well, some players don't respect. Well, no, bro, you got to earn the players' respect when you're a coach. And then, again, Coach, it's really simple. Has McDaniel earned any respect in the years that he's been here? No. You get him with results. You don't get him in the first year when you have no idea what down it is in the playoffs. You don't get it when you have a quarterback that's been with you for 3 years, and in the moment when you need him, the guy can't even hand off. So he can't develop players. He's a mess coaching. He never gets anything right. Can't get challenges. All of those things. Nothing has changed. It's you try to create this whole new vibe out there and all that, and we're all bought in, and no adversity has hit, bro. Nothing has happened yet. And so that's why all of this is just a whole load of crap. So it's not that they tanked. I get it, Kosa. You're probably pretty consistent in not being able to listen to the show. But I have said over and over and over again, they have shown no urgency. The Jalen Ramsey trade procured a pick for next year, not this year. During the draft, you moved one of your picks for next year, not this year. Jonnu Smith, your Pro Bowl tight end, comes to you and says, I need a new contract. You say, okay, we'll trade you. No, I said, I want a new contract. Okay, we said, we'll trade you. So, again, no urgency. It's not tanking, but there's no urgency. And it's pretty clear on that. And so I'm not sure how many times I got to kind of explain it, but it's what's happened. There's no urgency in this season. And they've kind of done what they can do within the framework without mortgaging any of the money towards the future, giving away any picks in the future. In fact, they're picking up picks for the future. This was a super responsible offseason by Chris Greer because you ended the investment in Mike McDaniel. Now Mike McDaniel has to now grab whatever he has there and make that investment grow. And if he can't do that, he can't keep his job. But you can't keep pouring in money into a guy that can't produce. So that's what went on. And that's what's gone on, and that's what I've said over and over. It's not tanking, but it's not urgency. And there is no urgency whatsoever. You know, they brought in a guy in Darren Waller that can't even take the field. And by the way, he's in phenomenal shape. So the crap that Mike McDaniel's selling on the podium makes no sense whatsoever. Complete BS. So there you go. There's no urgency. I think that's how you kind of put it in the headline of this of the rants and everything, right? Urgency. Yeah. Never tanking. Never said tanking. Never had said tanking. This team can actually win some games. So you're not really a bad team, but you have a bad coach. So that's kind of what they're counting on, I think. The bad coach will be the bad coach, and then you'll try to see if Weaver's a good coach. Jamie and Torreon, Mexico. Thank you, sir. Luis Benito, loving that Bitcoin. He's a smart man. Jeff is in Long Island. Says, thank you very much for the box with everything you sent me. I appreciate it very much. You're the best. Everyone, visit the merchandise shop. You won't be disappointed. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Everything's in stock now. The things that, because I was building up all the stock, and then as you guys were ordering it, most of you got all your stuff right away, but there were a couple things that I was still ordering because we ordered like too much merchandise. And so I was getting the shirts in one place, and then obviously 3A Graphics was doing all the printing and doing a great job. So it was just a mess. But I've got it all in place now, and it's all in check. So visit and appreciate it if you can visit our merchandise shop, and we'll get it out right away. What else do we have? Man, took a bit to kind of get it all in check. It took a while, but we got it. Checking in from LA. Thank you. Think Blue Dodgers. Appreciate you. Thank you, TJ Superman. Ty in the Bronx. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ryan C. Finns fan. You're another. I don't know if you're just saying it's a cool shirt, or you're a cool shirt and you're also an Adelita's Way fan. But thank you, sir. And they're coming to town. It's funny. Adelita's Way is coming to town, and they're the opener. I already got the tickets. I'm going because I love these guys. But man, dude, like they have a wrestling song. I forgot I forgot which one it is, but if I go to my playlist, it's one of my top ones because it's in alphabetical order. I believe Invincible is the I believe Invincible was the open for some kind of at it, right? Okay.
It was one of their shows, WWE Superstars. That was the intro theme.
It was it Invincible?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go, bro. You should be an Adelita's Way fan. And they're in your damn. You know what? I could get the singer on too. I have the lead singer's number. I actually, the Jesus, I can actually get him on. He's actually a cool dude. Hung out with him in Fort Myers once after a show with the Black Moods. It was great. But anyway, yeah, you now you got to follow birthdays for Rick De Jesus, I think it is, right? I think is a singer. Am I right here? Let me just check my contacts. Yeah, Rick De Jesus. Yes. Yeah. Good dude. So now you know. So you got to have that on your birthday list. Now, Rick De Jesus, Adelita's Way, that's a wrestling birthday, bro. Okay. See, I got some wrestling nuggets. There's like useless information in the head. It just has to be shaken out every once in a while. It'll come up and look, somebody mentioned it. And then then I just remembered that I looked at Sean. I go, oh, wait a minute. Wrestling. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. The problem is I paid for those tickets, and I'm paying also for the lead act, which I know nothing about. And I think it's a screamer band. I'm probably going to watch Adelita's Way and then leave Maybe I could see Rick after the show since he's not the closer. That might be cool. I might be able to get some backstage. So I don't know. But he's a good dude, bro. He's a good dude. Good dude. Rick DeJesus. And Adelita's Way is just a fan. You like that that song? I'm sure you've heard it like a bunch of times since you were watching that damn show. You just weren't paying attention to the song or something?
No, it just.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that a league or something that you dissed or something?
No, it's just another. It's one of their. It's like their C or D show.
Ah, okay.
It's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and then back then they didn't really have NXT, but Superstars was like their 205 Live in a while and stuff like that. So.
Okay. All right. So they did a theme song for a cheesy wrestling show. Okay.
It was still WWE. It was just the guys that didn't make the main shows, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Josh says, what up? A great interview by Minka. Yeah, he did exactly what we said. Do you hear that? You see Minka? Yeah. Hey, dude, I'm here to talk about the team. I don't care about what happened in the past, bro. Why am I going to talk about Flo? Why am I going to talk about why I left? You know, I get it. You guys need to write space and all that kind of stuff and all that. That was beautiful. Like, I don't really care about that anymore, dude. I need you to come here. I need you to kick ass. What I did not see coming, because I said, there's no way you can give this guy an extension no matter what he wants. You can't give him, you got to wait a year, see if he plays well, he fits in, all that stuff. And then, you go into the final year and you can say, okay, let's extend you. And, everything went well. But what a genius move, dude. To guarantee him that money, and then it opens a space up for you to then make a move to help Sealer out, who deserves it. Now you've created the space you didn't have. Very creative by Shore and Greer. I didn't see that one coming. There's no extension. It's just, you're keeping him on the team anyway. You're going to use him for the next year or two. Like I explained yesterday in this situation, it's elementary. So it was really, really, really genius, dude. That was smart, man. Smart. What else do we have? Big Johnson, worse luck with the damn injuries. I mean, it happens all over the place, but we do have some bad luck. I can't argue that, brother. When you're right, Big Johnson. You're right, my brother. Humboldt Legend says, my expectations for the season are low, that I actually feel liberated to just enjoy the individual game. Exactly. I don't expect shit from the team, but hey, man, if the Grant kid has a great year and if Minka fits in well and all that and thinks, and Tua stays healthy and slings it around and and they win some games and unfortunately fall a little short or something, I'm not gonna kill myself because this team is not that good. And that coach, I can't expect him to go out coaching everybody because that's not who he is. It is what it is. Skylar in, Willie in Colombia. Carlos Garcia, Fresno State in the house. Miami Breaker 305. He says, I can't believe how far you've come. You called it radio was a dying thing. Yep, it is. It is dying and dying and dying. It's all platforms. Even radio is on platforms now because that's really the only way they're going to survive. Really old people are the ones, people my age that really had not adjusted or older are the ones that are still listening to radio because they're not very good with the technology. Sam the Man, Chris Esco, white man from town, not even a lateral move from this year's roster. We are down a couple of notches from last year, bro. It is what it is. That's fine. Is it going to stop us from being Dolphin fans? My God, we were Dolphin fans if you were alive, for 1-15, right? We had to put up with Dave Wanstead and some of his stupidity while we were watching one of the better defenses in Dolphin history get ruined. I mean, we've seen a lot of crimes committed in Dolphin Nation. right? You ruined a hell of a defense. You ruined a couple of decent seasons with Ricky Williams. Couldn't find the quarterback for whatever reason. Hard to find the coach now. It's really hard to find all the combinations. We have not been able to find the combinations for anything. We've tried the great coach, the great college coach, the up-and-coming offensive coordinator, the up-and-coming defensive coordinator. None of it has worked. It's crazy, dude. It really is insanity and we are still here. So, it's like people think it's blasphemous. Oh, my God. Oh, you have no expectations for the team. Remember, I got down to the nitty-gritty. Remember that guy that I've had some fun with lately, that he reached out to Furones and he goes, oh, I can't believe that you guys were talking about how bad it's going to be of a Dolphin season. What a disservice to us fans. Well, today I went back because every once in a while I like now going back into Twitter's history. And I always like picking up the idiots that slam me for Bitcoin. So this guy, I can actually pull it up. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. The same guy that went after Furones for that whole thing is the same guy. Here you go. Here's the same guy that in April 1st of 2023, when Bitcoin was at 28,500. You for real? Losing your credibility, my brother. It's one thing you support. It's cool, your life, but your finances, come on. The same dude. This George character, the same guy that got all emotional about me telling Furones, yeah, I'm not expecting much of a season, and got all bent out of shape about it. And then when I go back, I go, oh my God, this is the same clown. By the way, no response from him. Because, of course, what's he going to respond? It's 28.5. Now it's 118,000. Yeah. Yeah, So, yeah, it's just we've taken a couple steps back. And you need Shula right now. The only way you would have a good season, and I'm not talking about a Super Bowl, I'm just talking about getting to the playoffs and possibly surprising for a game. You youngins out there, you have no idea what it's like to have a great football coach, but you've watched him in basketball. His name is Eric Spoelstra. So Eric Spoelstra has been able to sometimes make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what? Butler and the boys got to the finals 2 times, got to the conference finals 3 times. He got a bunch of scrubs from the street to go 31-10 in a second half of a season, almost make the playoffs, and beat the current NBA champion, beat him that year. They beat the Warriors that year, even the scrubs and other teams too that they surprised and all that during that run. That's Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra is a monster. At any point, has that guy shown you that? No. So the only way I would tell you, oh, we got a shot to get to the playoffs and maybe even win a game with this roster, and you would tell me, wow, I'm out of my mind. No, dude, no. We got Shula. We got a coach that can coach, can figure shit out, can adjust from week to week, can come up with different game plans. Like, let's say, a Belichick. If you give Belichick a quarterback that can actually pass the ball, and Tua can, he'll figure out a way to protect you and run the ball and do and he'll have all the short game for you and all that like he did for Brady. He'll do the same thing for Tua. And then he'll coach the shit out of the defense and the special teams, and you'll get to 500 and maybe you surprise somebody in the playoffs. This roster is not good enough to go anywhere deep in the playoffs. This roster is probably not even good enough to get to the playoffs. But if you had a coach that can coach, Okay? Sean Payton last year, they had a lot of dead cap money. He found a way with a rookie quarterback to get to the playoffs. He coached his ass off. I got to give him credit. Shit like that. I've never seen that from Mike McDaniel. If you want me to feel hopeful about the season, give me a coach that I know can coach his ass off and can make something better than what it is, like Coach Larinaga did for many, many years. That's what I need to see. I need to see the coach that can elevate, can make it even better than what it is, can make players. I don't want a coach that has no idea that Skylar Thompson can't play. I don't need a coach that keeps putting Julian Hill out on the field and he keeps making mistake after mistake after mistake. And of course, Tanner Connor is going to be grateful to Mike McDaniel. He's given him a 4-year pass. Guy's done absolutely nothing here, Tanner Connor. Can you imagine Tanner Connor on a Jimmy Johnson team for 4 years without taking the field or doing anything? Are you kidding me? He cut a running back for falling asleep in a meeting. Kervin Richards. You think Shula's going to keep around Tanner Connor for 4 years doing nothing? Tanner Connor is the Lollapalooza guy in what's that called? In the college movie. What's it called? That movie I just talked about earlier. Old School. Come on. It's ridiculous. So if you want me to feel good about the season, like, okay, well, hey, man, the team's not that good, but I know this guy's going to coach his ass off and make it. That's Spo. Like, I know the Heat aren't going to be good next year, but I know Spo will at least maximize the best he can with what he has. I know that that's going to happen. So I'm good with that. I can live with that because I've seen it. It's been proven over and over again. You give him good talent, and he'll make it great. You give him great talent, and you'll win championships. I'm not worried about that, but I've never seen that from this guy. So how can I feel good about it? I can only be honest. I know that there are some like that gentleman there that can't handle the honesty about Bitcoin or the Dolphins. I may not know a lot of things in life. I think I know about the Dolphins and Bitcoin. I somehow get those two right. I might be really dumb about other things, but I don't know. But when it comes to the Dolphins and Bitcoin, you can bank that I'm pretty good at it. Let's see what else. I feel Dolphins need to hire a proven head coach. That's happened already, bro. And and who you're going to hire right now that's out there proven that, oh my God, yeah, it's going to make a difference. They've already tried to hire the proven head coach, the proven college coach. All that stuff's been tried. It's a nice thing, and it's a nice blanket statement, but usually comes with no substance that comes with it. Nick Chapman, I respect you, Big O, but this team is ready for a big season. Our offense, healthy, will be elite. Our front seven, top 10. All right. Yeah, baby. That's it. Training camp opened, and hope is eternal.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
Mossy might have gone to the Grok thing or something. I thought it was 18,780. He says it's 18,824. Can you hit the Grok thing or whatever it is, any of those stupid AI things, and ask exactly how many days has it been since the last day the Dolphins won the Super Bowl? If I'm right, awesome. If I'm wrong, awesome. Oh, thanks for calling out the media on their BS and for not having ese. Now, this dude, I love Omar. Omar's great, bro. Okay. Do I disagree with a shit ton of what he says? Yes. And I used to do it all the time here on the show. And I would state the case why, and it was well stated. Do you have the number finally? 18,780 today. He says it's 18,000. Shit, where do you put it now? 18,824.
So I'll throw the third option in.
Jesus Christ.
It has been 18,933 days since the Miami Dolphins last won the Super Bowl. Their last Super Bowl victory was on January 14th, 1973.
No. Didn't they win in 74? Isn't the Super Bowl was played because they lost the first one and then won the next two. So it really would have been won in the 73 and 74 years. It has to be since the last day of the Super Bowl of that year.
This has them winning 72-73.
Yeah, those are
Super
the
Bowl
seasons.
7 and 8.
Those are the seasons. But the Super Bowl was played like in early January, so it would be 74, doggy. Just look at what those Super Bowls, and you have to go from that date. I'd like the exact number finally, because now you came up with a third number. Now I don't know what the hell's going on. Either way, it's been a shitload of days, but let's have the shitload of days accurate, right? All right, let's go. What do we have here? Thank you, John. Appreciate you, my brother, as always. Thank you. David Feronis will join us in a few, as always. We'll get the camp report from him. He was there today for practice. He saw, unfortunately, the young man Ashton Davis go down with the injury. So we got all of that going on too. So lots of things to talk about. And now we are going to bring on the living legend, Steve Calibro. Steve Calibro is the living legend. And Steve, I have an idea for you. Can I at least give him the mic there while you prepare the camera there, sir? How you doing, my brother? You doing good? Wait a minute, hold on.
I'm doing great. I talked to the Jersey guy today.
I have an idea. You know how we kind of plan everything here? Like we did the Tuesday moved like right here on the show.
Right.
So we do our regular Tuesday because we want to do it so we're fresh off of everything Monday night and all that. Because, when we talk towards the end of the week. Fridays, I send you a link wherever we're at. You just get on 5 minutes, 7 minutes, really quick, and you give us the Jersey guy picks. That way we give the Jersey guy. It's not fair on Tuesday.
That's true.
He will not have all the information. He will not have all the injury information from Wednesday and Thursday. It would be really unfair to the Jersey guy. So we can do either Thursday, so you can include the Thursday games, or we can do Friday, or we just do the weekend games.
I think we do Friday. It's so crazy. Now, I don't know if I should say great mind.
And then what we call it is the Hialeah Sports Book segment. So everybody knows, here are your picks. Now you go to the Hialeah.
And I think it's on Friday. Because I hate to say this, but great minds think alike.
That's scary.
The Jersey guy was giving me shit today.
Or what?
Because I told him we're moving it to Tuesday. He goes, how am I going to give you the picks?
Right. Oh, I thought I was already ahead of that.
And he started giving me crap. So you and him think alike.
Well, he had a good year last year.
He had a very good year. And he's studying big time now.
I don't want to, and I would put him in a terrible position on a Tuesday.
Yeah, he would be.
And the Lions shift. Too.
Things change, injuries.
Yeah, we find out about an injury, all that kind of stuff.
All right, so we'll do a Friday link, a 5-minute thing. Jersey picks only.
Yeah.
He's the Jersey guy's from Jersey.
From Jersey.
Yeah, he's born in Jersey. You know, I was born in Jersey.
Oh,
I don't know if I mentioned that.
As long look, I know he's an NFL guy. As long as he wasn't in the NFL building yesterday.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's really bad. It's real bad. Hey, you know what he did give me a crap about? A trade in Miami. He said, so tell me why the organization gets rid of your tight ends on a regular basis.
Tight ends?
Yeah.
Who's the other guy?
Jonah
who?
Jonah.
Yeah, but I'm saying who's the other?
Gesicki. Come on.
Oh, but
come on.
Okay, but
because we have a little connection to Gesicki.
No. Hold on.
I'm not going to mention why.
No. The Gesicki, it's completely different cases.
I know,
the
but
Gesicki thing was that the idiot didn't know how to use him.
Yeah.
So the front office was like, okay, you need a tight end. Okay, we'll give you Gesicki for a year. We'll pay him for a year. They paid him like $11 million or something for that year, and then the idiot doesn't even use him. So then they're like, okay, well, we can't bring him back because he didn't use him.
Expensive now,
right? He caught 70 balls with Flo, but he can't catch anything with this idiot.
With Flo, a defensive-minded guy,
a defensive mind with no offensive coordinators, by the way.
Yeah,
they had the Three Stooges as coordinators.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hilarious what we had at offense. So then the Jonnu Smith thing is, and this is my theory and my theory only. This has been an off season of zero urgency. They have mortgaged no money for the future. They have mortgaged no picks. They have gone after no high-price free agents. In fact, they've made deals to send picks back for next year. They've gotten a third and a fifth for next year extra. It's great. Actually, really responsible because that coach is not good enough to keep investing money in him and pouring it in. So they left it like an even level playing field and said, bro, if you're any good, coach your ass out of this. And if you can, we'll keep you. And if not, we're going to dump your ass and we're going to move on. That's what I believe is happening. So the Jonnu Smith thing was one guy didn't fit. He didn't know how to use him. And then Jonnu, if you remember last year, the first month, he didn't use Jonnu.
Never.
It was like barely using him.
He had like three attempts or something like that.
Yeah. Like it was minimal every game that he had very little action. And then finally he started and then it took off. So I think they're done with this guy. So when Jonnu comes back and says, I want an extension, I want more money because the agent actually agreed to a terrible contract. The Dolphins outmaneuvered the agent because they got a 2-year, $8 million, $9 million deal. So they're barely paying him any money. And so now he wants new money. And then next year he'll be 31 when you give him that money. So the Dolphins are like,
Jonnu's that old.
He'll be 31.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Exactly.
I didn't realize that.
So they didn't want to give him that money. And plus, they don't know if they're committed to McDaniel next year. So if McDaniel's not here, you will stick Jonnu with somebody that may not want him. So instead, all right, let's go with these low-price free agents, guys that are more interchangeable that we can get in and out of. The Steelers, by the way, Aaron Rodgers is playing for 1 year. You don't know what you have at quarterback next year because you may have all the shit you've had at quarterback before Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So basically,
that's very likely the situation.
And basically, you're paying Jonnu Smith the $5 million he was going to make this year. Next year, when he's 31, you're paying him 12 with no Aaron Rodgers. That's really smart.
Well, listen, I just think
I'm just saying the Steelers aren't the brightest bulb in the chandelier.
I didn't say that it was good for the Steelers. I just think that Jonnu had in the last half of last year was coming on like
the best receiver.
Probably one of our best offensive threats.
No, he was the most consistent receiver on the football team. More consistent than Waddle and Tyreek.
And when you watched him, even when he didn't have a completion, it was like near greatness. It was unbelievable what was happening. Let's get rid of him. But now, so the Jersey guy says to me, he goes, what gives?
Right.
He's like, because that's what guys all over the country are saying. Like
they don't follow like we do.
You're a little more in tune to the whole Miami thing, but it's kind of sickening. It's a little bit sickening, to be honest with you. It's like, is anybody else getting this? I mean, I guess you know what happens nationwide. Nobody cares.
My brother, for 6 years, I've been preaching. Does anybody get this?
No, I know.
It's the same. I'm sorry. It's the same thing. I'm seeing it. I'm telling everybody, I'm drawing the play-by-play as the offseason goes on. They have all these opportunities to improve. Every normal dude, the GM handled the offseason like his job is super safe.
Yeah. Not a problem.
Not an issue.
Who cares what? It's not going to matter for my employment.
But the way he handled it, it didn't put the head coach in the best position possible because he ended up taking away picks from him. He ended up taking away talent away from him.
Who's going to be
leadership? All of that was gone.
Who's the Dolphins tight end? I mean, who's their tight end? I mean, really, there's nobody that with any kind of experience on the reception side.
Aaron Waller, if he can screw his head on right or something's going on there or whatever.
He's had like a so-so career at best.
It's Julian Hill has the talent. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to hear it. But Julian Hill has the talent, and he could do it, bro. He could do it.
Yeah, he has speed. He's fast,
he's strong. He can block. Julian Hill has every gift available. The Lord blessed him with every gift available to be a stud tight end. It's just here. He's just got to put it all together, but he constantly screws up. But he's got the gifts.
It's going to be interesting this year with the Dolphins. Yeah. That's not the case here at Hialeah Park.
No, because we could be a real winner with a Corvette.
A red Corvette.
Little red Corvette.
Little red Corvette. It's coming up the last Saturday of August and next week. So we've been telling viewers that we're going to broadcast downstairs on the casino floor, sitting right on one of the blackjack style heads up hold'em games. But we're adjusting some of the lighting. We just brought in some custom lighting, and it's beautiful. Came out this morning. We tested it for the final time, and it's perfect. So we had to move it to next week.
Okay.
Next week.
Right. And then the week after, I broadcast live from inside the vet.
Inside the vet, yeah. Inside. Sitting in the driver's
inside
seat.
The vet the entire time.
Yeah.
Sean will be outside with the table, and I'll just be sitting in there and just hanging out in the vet.
You won't get out.
And then,
You won't get out of the car.
I'm going to drive out.
You're going to get out of the property.
You got it wrong. I'm going to drive out, not get out.
It's nice. Yeah. It's nice.
It's
and have you?
Vet.
No, I don't know.
They look like Lamborghinis and stuff. When you watch them on the street, you're like, oh, okay, that's a vet.
Yeah, you get confused.
Yeah,
what is that? That's the new vet.
Oh, that's a vet.
That's the new vet. I mean, it's been a couple of years, but that's the new model. Wow, that's a nice car. Yeah. Now, listen, I want to talk to some of your viewers about something else we do here in Hialeah Park. So people from Dade County get this, but people from, and maybe Broward will get it, but the rest of the country, they don't really get it. So I have to do a little explanation. Vicky Bakery.
Oh,
it's like, come on. If you're from Dade County, if you have 1 ounce of Cuban blood in you, or it's just a friend that has a Cuban blood in you,
of course,
it is the Cuban bakery in terms of authentic.
Yeah,
it's as cool as it gets.
Yes,
and it's an expanded
and fresh,
and it's this is like sort of a little bit of a one-off. Vicky Bakery went a little
extra
with this because we have a whole lunch menu and a light dinner menu, so it's nice. It's real nice.
Sandwich cubano.
Sandwich. I tell you,
medianoche.
The frita cubana.
Oh,
please try it. It's delicious.
How about that?
Yeah, and I'm not an onion guy. It's got a bunch of onions on it.
Yeah.
My God, it was
fritas
delicious.
are good, man.
Oh
fritas
man, it was
good.
nice. It was nice.
That's the Cuban hamburger.
Yeah, it's like a sausage burger or something like that.
It's the Cuban hamburger.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
I want your viewers, because your viewers are from Monroe County to
everywhere,
New Jersey,
everywhere, California, everywhere, dude.
So I want to just explain that.
That way, when they visit, they can come by and experience it.
We have an authentic Cuban tradition here,
and a non-smoking casino. We have the smoking hot slots outside under roof and ventilated, a lot of fans and everything. You can bring your vape pipe and you can bring your cigar, you can bring your cigarette and enjoy. They have beautiful balconies out here, so you can enjoy the landscaping and all that. So you can enjoy your cigarette out there and all that. But inside, nobody's going to be blowing smoke in your face or anything like that. So that's actually really cool and really comfortable too at the same time. And by the way, you're not going to walk out smelly. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? You don't get in the car and you're like, damn, smell like a pack of Cools.
Your hair starts to smell like nicotine.
Yeah.
That ain't good. That ain't
Yeah,
good. We used to, when we worked in the casinos in Atlantic City, I would come home from work.
Right into the shower.
Well, it's worse than that. You had to take your suit off. I would hang it outside.
Oh, so you're getting air out.
It doesn't matter. It was like 20 degrees out. It could be, you just hang it right outside. I had a little porch, like screened-in porch for that purpose. Just because you couldn't bring it to the dry cleaner, because they would. Then what would happen is, once you brought it to the dry cleaner without hanging it outside, it would smell like a combination of dry cleaner chemicals and nicotine.
Right.
So you had to air it out
Air
for
it
about
out, dude.
2 days, 3 days.
Yes.
Then bring it to the dry cleaner.
Yes.
So that we don't have to worry about here in Hialeah Park.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that. And by the way, sports betting. Look, think about this.
Yeah.
It's just
Sports
one thing
betting,
after
horse betting.
Sports betting, horse betting. Downstairs, we have the electronic table games, whether it's blackjack, craps, heads up, hold 'em downstairs, heads up, hold 'em upstairs, 3-card poker.
Slots.
Loses slots.
Every time you play, you get in to win the vet.
Chance to win the red Corvette.
Yeah. And you got to be live. So if you're live, you have a better chance of winning, which is a beautiful thing.
So let me ask you, back to the Dolphins. We'll
Yes.
go off of the Hialeah Park for a moment, but back to the Dolphins. What do you think their record will be?
It's between 8-9 and 7-10.
Yeah, I think 7-10. I bet on 7-10 before I bet on 8-9. Now, Sean, I know you're the consummate, positive thinker. Cup is half full. The Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl, but just for a moment, bring yourself down to reality world. You hear Big O talking for the last 4 months. I kind of blurting out a couple. Jersey guy is giving the Dolphins shit. He doesn't even really care. Dolphins are it's a secondary thought. He only thinks, he looks a little at the Dolphins because of the connection to Hialeah Park. But what's your thoughts? And it can't be 17-0. It's upsetting, right? It's sad.
It's probably a down year for Sean, which is probably 15-2. Huh? That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. They're going to lose.
Second ever undefeated.
They're going to lose the last game. They're going to lose the last game, and the Patriots are going to upset them.
I thought it would lose 2 games. No, he's got him going undefeated again.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, maybe.
If that happens, then we're going 17-0.
No, here's what happens.
McDaniel gets fired the day before the season starts. Weaver steps in, goes 17-0.
Listen,
he goes Jack McKeon, right? Jack McKeon
style. Jack McKeon.
That's
style.
it. We fire. What was the guy they fired?
But they did that in June.
Huh? Tolberg?
No, not Torborg.
Torborg. Yeah. No, Torborg was like the team president that got that. Wasn't that? No, that was Berger. That Barger that passed away.
But they did the Jack McKeon in June.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't the beginning of the season.
No,
the season had already tanked.
What was the name of the manager that they fired now? I forgot his name, dude.
I knew McKeon. Trader Jack. You know where he got his name, Trader Jack? He went to San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego, yeah.
And he traded everybody away.
Yeah. I remember,
Trader Jack.
I remember that.
He's a great guy.
Damn,
Love
what
to
was
smoke
what
cigars.
was the name of that man that they fired in May? And then they put McKeon in.
Was
and
on the set.
And by the way, they put McKeon in, and they called up some guy named Cabrera, and they put in, and then the Funky Chicken came out, and Dontrell got on a roll. That was Jeff Torborg. Nice job.
Torborg.
The only reason I know that is because his son was a wrestler.
Oh, his son was a wrestler.
And he gave him shit at the wrestling match.
He got hired as a trainer.
Yeah.
His dad was the coach, and then all of a sudden he was done.
By the way, Jeff Torborg was a really nice and decent man too.
No, yeah, I had heard that.
He was a nice and decent man, but but again, it was like perfect timing. He steps in, then Cabrera steps in. They call him up because at that point the season's gone to shit. You fired your manager. All right, let's call up our prospect. And we find out that the prospect is like the best player in the damn team and maybe one of the 5 best players in the league. But he looks at Roger Clemens and says, "Oh, high pitch, huh? Do it again. Opposite field, home run." I'm like, oh, God. When he did that to Roger Clemens, I was like,
he's pretty good.
This guy's Hall of Fame material, bro. Only Hall of Famers do stuff like that, bro.
Jack McKeon was able to see that. Jack McKeon, look, he was manager of the year that year.
I know everything went
Manager
well.
year wins the whole
I
thing.
don't really think he was any good, but
I think he was okay.
I just think everything went his way.
So look, success is success sometimes is hard work and good and some luck crisscrossing.
A shit ton of luck.
Yeah, but he still got him to the World Series. They won.
There's a story where he goes to the mound to make a switch, and I forgot which guy it was, but he goes, "All right, great job, Bumpy." And he called him Bumpy because that's Nate Bump. And it wasn't Nate Bump.
He gets confused a little. That's okay. We all get confused.
I just think sometimes there have been coaches and managers in the history of the game that really aren't that good.
No, don't say that about
and
Jack.
They Barry Switzer the bitch all the way to a title. You know what I'm saying?
But this guy was not the manager on June 1st. And in October, he's winning the World Series.
I know, but he never did anything before that. And before that, he was never really a great manager.
He was okay after that.
Okay.
He was okay.
Okay.
Before
and
that,
that's what he was his whole life.
Oh, as a player.
Okay.
As a player, he was a second baseman in the major leagues. And you know what he was? He was pretty okay.
There are some managers and coaches over the history of time. I've been around long enough that I've looked at him and I've said, yeah, dude, you were in the right place at the right time. You weren't really the difference maker. You were just on for the ride.
He had to execute.
Yeah.
He had to execute.
I don't know the whole Dontrell Willis thing. I don't know how you executed that. That thing was just on a ride of its own. He didn't even know what he was doing because he never pitched like that again in his life. You know, in fact,
he was inspired by Jack.
In fact,
he was inspired by Jack.
In fact, the Funky Chicken ran out of juice in the playoffs because he was like a middle reliever in the playoffs. Actually, he wasn't really one of the main arms in the playoffs by the time. So it just showed you how, just like every Bart, the Bart character with Chicago, Jose Cruz making the mistake in the outfield. There was so much shit that went on in that season.
They won the World
I know it was
Series.
great. It was the greatest thing. But I'm just not a person that sits there and lies to myself and say, like the '97 team. Those are, excuse my French, earmuffs for the kids. Earmuffs. Old school again. Another reference. Earmuffs. Those were bad motherfuckers. 97. I covered that team. It's Sheffield, it's Devon White, it's Darren Dalton, it's Brown, it's Leiter, it's Charles Johnson. It's one bad mother effer after another. That 97 team, I wasn't surprised that I was filled with champagne in that locker room. You understand?
Yeah.
03. Come on, dude. We're all shocked here. I mean, give me a break. It was like lightning, just not lightning hitting, but lightning just getting crapped into a bottle and you trapped it. And it was just like beautiful. Like it was so magical that year.
I will tell you what,
everything was magical that year.
Jack McKeon was great at a couple things.
Dude, we even lost. We lost AJ Burnett that year and still won.
But Jack was a connoisseur of cigars.
Yes, he was.
He was a nice gambler.
Yes, he was.
A good tipper.
I don't know about that, but
he was a good tipper. His wife was a good gambler.
Okay.
The guy was the nicest guy.
An absolute trip.
On the blackjack table, you bring him a baseball, he'll sign it.
Yeah. He was lovable.
So he was great in some aspects.
No.
Game.
I mean, he was
the game is off the field too sometimes.
He was he was
stretching it.
He was a Hall of Fame character.
I'm stretching it.
No. When you talk about baseball characters, he's one of the best.
Wait, I'll give you a stat.
You know what I'm saying? Like Yogi Berra was a great player, great manager, and also a great character.
Yeah, he was.
He had it all.
One of the best.
Right, but my point
probably
is,
one of the best characters in
my
baseball.
point is that was McKeon's strength is that he was a character.
Yeah, but you say Yogi. I just want to, because Yogi is from New Jersey. Just that, right?
No way.
Not only New Jersey. The Rizzuto Berra bowling alleys, right in New Jersey on the way in, right? But Berra's an amazing guy. He had great stats.
Yeah, I know.
He was MVP.
He did everything right, dude.
But the guy was like 5'8.5". Anyhow. But for Jack though, I'm just.
Yogi was 8 steps ahead of everybody, bro.
I say all the time. I say when I don't like to go out to dinner on Saturday night. It's the Yogi Berra theory. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
Right.
When a man says that, it says it
Right,
all.
right.
Nobody go like Fort Lauderdale. We're kind of moving out. My wife doesn't like Fort Lauderdale because she told me, she goes, nobody really likes Fort Lauderdale anymore. It's too crowded.
Too crowded.
She's literally using the
Yogi Berra reference.
Concept.
I don't go to South Beach really much.
Nobody goes to South Beach anymore. It's too crowded.
You can't go on Friday, Saturday night to South Beach.
You think
you
your life in
crazy?
your
You're gonna pay $50 parking.
Yeah,
You're
if
gonna
you
pay
can get the spot.
If you can get the spot, it's like
But anyway, on that note, I've done enough to defend.
And remember, Corvette, when's the giveaway?
Last Saturday in August at 1 a.m.
And by the way, also, will we have any watch parties here for the Canes and the Dolphins coming up?
Absolutely.
Okay,
We're planning them already.
So for those of you that came last year, because I remember some of you were talking about it.
Downstairs
Where they have it in the Flamingo Bar.
Flamingo Lounge.
And so there you go. So I know some of you were coming to it last year. So you can do the same thing. Gamble your hearts out. And Vicky Bakery now at the same time.
Exactly. The Pastelitos. Hey, listen, I have one last thing. Jack McKeon, where he was born and went to high school?
Hoboken or something.
South River, New Jersey.
Okay.
South River. No, so maybe I was a little biased in defending the average coach there, perhaps. And Yogi Berra.
It's just loaded. Hey, God bless him, dude. Hey, we won. That's all I care about. They beat the $200 million payroll somehow or another. It was amazing.
All right, guys.
You got it.
Be good.
All right, baby. Be good. There you go. The great Steve Calibro getting it done here at Hialeah Park. All right. By the way, the market is down 200 points. The Dow is down 200 points. The S&P's down 14. I thought this Europe deal was going to open it up. Nobody trusts any of those tariffs anymore. It's just like noise. They agreed to something. Bitcoin, by the way, is at 117,647. It's a buying zone. That's what that is. That's crazy. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Let's talk a little Miami Dolphins with the one and only David Furones in our Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Realm Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right. By the way, Brett, who I probably trust more than most of you out there, he says it's 18,824 days from January 14th, 1974 to July 29 of 2025. Right. So the AI lied to me. AI lied to. I had 18,780 today. So it's worse than that. It's 18,824 since the Dolphins won the Super Bowl. You got that, Furones? You got it?
Goodness. What a number. Ooh. a lot of them before I was born.
Yes. Yes. A lot of them. I say good days in camp are not the up and down stuff that you guys are forced to do, which is kind of silly. I think the up days are the days there are no injuries. The down days are these right here, dude. The Ashton Davis, when a team doesn't have a ton of depth. These are the bad days, bro. Like the Tyler Guyton kid who out for like 6 weeks now with that fracture and all that. That sucks. This is what I want to avoid if I'm the Dolphins. They don't. We talked about this. We had the discussion that they don't have a lot of great depth, and this is where you get kind of disappointed when you see this. So explain what you saw and what ended up happening.
Yeah, Ashton Davis, after a play, limping. Well, he was walking under his own power, but limping heavily. He wanted to do it on his own to go back into the facility. Wasn't carted off or anything, but then later he did come back out to watch some more team drills later on in practice, and he was on crutches and had a boot on his left foot. So don't know exactly, but lower left leg is what he's dealing with right now, and it was a noticeable limp when he did come off the field. So Dolphins at a safety position where, well, if you have all the names that you have, then you do feel like you have depth, but now that depth is running thin, and after Minkah Fitzpatrick, now you have Fatu Melifonwu, who's been on the non-football injury list, so he hasn't started to practice yet in camp. Something that Mike McDaniel did call a more preventative measure. So we'll see once he gets back and if he comes back soon now that Ashton Davis is down. But Ashton Davis would have been that next guy that you would think would be a starter next to Minkah Fitzpatrick as long as you don't have Melifonwu. So he's not there. I did like what we were seeing out of Dante Trader, the rookie out of Maryland at safety, but he's been missing a few practices recently. So now you don't have him either. Now you're going down to like Elijah Campbell and Patrick McMorris, who's going into his second year as the safeties. Aside from, hey, good thing you do have Minkah Fitzpatrick now at least, but now that other safety is a big question mark once you don't have Melifonwu or Ashton Davis now.
We'll get to Minkah in a second here. Let me ask you the Darren Waller situation. You're not buying any of the bullshit that Mike McDaniel's selling, right? Because you can go look at his videos. That guy was doing like those, strong man, tough man, whatever it was contest. I forgot what they're called. It's got a different kind of name. That guy, and I was told he's in great physical shape. So this is the time to put him on the field when you weren't in pads and you were working him slowly and all that kind of stuff. None of this makes any sense. Whatever BS they're selling, and the fact that they brought in Noah Fant now, that tells me that the experiment with Waller has gone somewhat haywire in some sense or some form. Do you read it the same way?
Yeah, I mean, whether Darren Waller was ready or not, and I mean, he wasn't going to be his Pro Bowl self. I don't think we expect that out of him. But I thought Noah Fant was someone that I at least wanted to see the Dolphins pursue regardless. So, yeah, with Waller just like as an extra pass catching tight end piece, for greater depth, more options, this and that. But so I wouldn't know if they're related in that sense. It's possible though. But I think McDaniel's probably telling us that, but just being careful with his words and that, because exactly what you're saying. Yes, he's in great shape, which is all he's saying, right? But it's kind of like he's leaving something out. But he's not in football shape.
Nobody's in football shape. Nobody's in football shape. Austin Jackson's not in football shape. Bradley Chubb is not in football shape. None of those guys have been hitting. Nobody has been hitting. I don't give a shit who you are. Nobody's been tackling. Nobody's in football shape right now. But everybody, including him, is in enough shape to go run a stupid route and catch a football, dude. I mean, give me a break. It's not like Darren Waller was brought here to be an inline tight end. And let's go, bro. Work on the blocking. Work on the block. That's not who he is in the first place. You're hoping he can get in the way of somebody, not block. So let's get out of here. That's why what they're saying does not jive with the reality. The reality is now's when you get him in football running shape, but nobody's in true football shape until real collisions start to actually happen.
Of course.
Come on.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard to buy any of this. It's really weird, dude. Really weird that they're doing this now at this point. Because if you're going to sign Noah Fant, then you're going to probably cut Darren Waller. Because Darren Waller is not mentally going to be able to handle that Noah Fant's coming in, and then he's going to become the starter. He can deal with the other guys that are nobodies, but Noah Fant at least has done something in the NFL. You would create a really difficult situation, I would think, with Waller and Fant here. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if Fant were to be signed, then I wouldn't automatically say Darren Waller is cut. It's just now then you're looking at it's Waller competing to get back to that spot to see if it's like getting in over the Tanner Connor. If it's like now it's like he's there going up against a Tanner Connor and Jalen Conyers and Hayden Rucci, where Farrell Brown and Julian Hill are your blocking tight ends, and then Noah Fant, you obviously have the top pass catching tight end roster spot. Now he is your Jonnu Smith of last year, and then it's like if you're keeping four, if you go all the way to four tight ends, and Darren Waller comes back and he makes enough plays in camp, now all of a sudden it's kind of like a spot between him and Tanner Connor if they end up going the route of four tight ends. But still, then it does start getting tight as far as him having a spot, though. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of rough to see that. I can only see one of them make the roster, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. Now, again, first of all, they have to even sign him. He left without signing. Right. What have you heard? Did you check in with the Noah Fant side or what? What's the deal there?
Yeah, no, I mean, no update since yesterday. So what I do have is the visit confirmed. So Dolphins did bring him in. So nothing yet on how the meeting went or any progress on the deal. But yeah, it's the third team he visits with. So obviously it's been a little bit of a slow, drawn out process to, visiting a few teams some days away from each other for him since the cut in Seattle. But I'm imagining just weighing out his options.
All right. Let's go with Minkah. I personally, for me, I didn't care about hearing about him and Flo and the past and all that. It's really has nothing to do with anything that's going on now. I know that it's great fodder for you guys to write about and all that stuff, and I'm sure your editors were disappointed you couldn't get any juicy stuff about the past and all that. But I thought he did it in a masterful way to just move on from all the BS and just move on with, what's going on now in football. He kind of turned the page in the right way, I would say. What'd you think about how he handled all of that?
Yeah, and to be honest, I wasn't even that concerned about hearing about him and Flo again. I think maybe the writers who did cover the 2019 team, because I joined the beat in 2021. So, while I followed it while I was a UM writer those years, and maybe I wasn't as interested in him and Flo and that thing. I mean, I definitely would have used the quote if he did answer a question about it, right? So had to cover it if he did, but. Yeah, he called that topic off limits. So, but it wasn't even on as far as something that I was looking to ask myself either.
Oh, they were going to ask it. They were going.
Oh, someone would. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. Especially there are so many beat writers who were there for that time when they last were together. So, certainly, but and Minkah laid it down from the beginning. Hey, I want to clear this up. It's not by any. My silence was of no part my emotions or a displeasure toward the trade. He said, "Hey, he is all about it. Excited to be with the Dolphins now, and the next stage, and that he wants to be here long term." I made sure to ask him that, and he said yes. And that's what he's looking for. So he got something of it with the guarantees, and now. He's still looking for a long-term deal down the road.
All right, I want to do something now because we need to stop. We need to reprogram ourselves now because as things change, as life evolves, as everything evolves at times, we need to start doing this. When somebody says they want to stay here and they want a long-term contract, that doesn't mean shit anymore. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. No, I'm being honest, dude. I'm just being honest. Okay. Jalen Ramsey got an extension. Did he stay? No. Lots of players in the NBA
Exchange.
extensions, and then now that I got my money, oh, by the way, I want to get the F out of here, asshole. And that's what they tell them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the new thing now. Yeah, I can still get traded even after I get my money. And that's what's going on all over in different leagues now. So the fact that he wants a long-term deal doesn't mean that Minka can't be happy 2 years from now saying, yeah, I got my long-term deal, but I'm out. You know, I want out. Tyreek got his money and he wanted out. You know what I mean? And he couldn't get out because he figured that once he figured out nobody wanted him, nobody was going to trade for him, and plus he was worth too much money and it was going to hurt the team. Then he calmed down and he realized, I'm stuck like Chuck. But let's not kid ourselves, okay? Players, when they say they want a long-term contract, fans should not think that this is marriage, okay? And media should not also write or think or sell it to fans like, oh, he truly wants to be here. No, dude, he just wants his money. After that, you don't know what he might want because he already wanted out one time, so he could get out again. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we got to stop with that whole thing that just because you want your money means you want to be here. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there, right?
No, the question I did ask him was, do you want to be here long term? So it wasn't, yeah, I mean, everyone wants the long term extension and all the money in the world.
They can all say
but he did say that. Of course, he's got to say it, of course.
Yeah, they can all say
it's the old, what is he going to say? Right.
Yeah, of course I want to be here long. Well, you're not going to get a long-term contract from anybody by not saying you don't want to be here. So you got to say I want to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then once you get it, then you can change your tune all you want, and that seems to be the new wave of how they're doing things in the leagues now. That the guys get their money and then they want to get their way and get out and go somewhere else because they got their money already. Now they got you by the balls the other way. And so now, you know, it's just really an interesting dynamic. By the way, I said, no way you can give, you know, because he wants an extension. I said, no way, bro. You got to wait a year, see if Minka fits, everything goes well. And then if it's he jives well with Weaver, he plays well. Now you can give him an extension. But I did not see that move by Brandon Shore. That was fucking genius, bro. The guaranteeing of the money, opening up the cap space that now you didn't have. Now you have the cap space to actually get the Sealer deal done now. I got to commend him, dude. That was outright genius. Outright genius. I got to say.
Oh, that's
you're going to have
the Brandon Shore masterclass.
Dude, you're paying for nobody. You're paying for no corners. You're paying for no safeties. So the people that say, oh, why they guarantee Minka? His play was down in Pittsburgh. Oh, please give me a break, dude. You got no players back there. This guy can play. You're going to have him at least on your roster for a year or two because he's the only one that's proven anyway. So guarantee him the money. What the hell? He's in a prove-it stage. And this gives you an option to do something with Sealer. And, by the way, if Noah Fant, you can also do a 2-year special with Noah Fant that Greer loves to do, and you can sneak him in there too also at the same time. So I got to commend the front office on that one. That solves two problems, and I thought that was genius. That keeps Minka happy for the year, and then that gives you the flexibility for Sealer. Do you agree with all of that, or am I off?
Yeah, I mean, no coincidence there that they pull off this deal, and then at the same time they are signing these two corners first. Let's mention that Jack Jones and Mike Hilton, the nickel, and then now you can move on to another order of business. Bring in Noah Fant on a visit. Now let's get talking with him. Yes, you have freed up those $11 million from all that, so now you do have the flexibility to consider those moves, and with Zach Sealer's contract, then that could go toward even more cap savings if it came to that.
Right, because you can rework his deal this year, lower it even more, and then break it down. You can actually give him a lower number this year and a decent number next year, and then 3 years from now, and then it'll start to get really ugly, and then you'll have to, obviously pay.
There's more flexibility that comes in.
Yeah, but
same way as with the Minka. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I did not see that one coming, and that was genius, dude. I really like that move by the Dolphins. I thought that was good because I think now we'll get a Sealer deal done instead of waiting for the trading deadline. Like I told you that you would have to create space. Now you created that space, and you have a chance to maybe even improve the team. At the same time. What do you
And I
think?
don't think you have to worry about some fans want to say, well, if I'm Sealer, I don't love that they got the Minka deal done before they took care of him. One, now they're represented by the same agent, Drew Rosenhaus, and two, I think what Sealer was saying the other day when he spoke to the media that he has full faith that the team will do right by him and all that. I think he's already understanding. I think he was ahead of that. He knew that was going to happen, and then now. At some point, they'll be coming around to him as another order of business. So,
Dude, all everybody has ever done is made fun that the Dolphins pay people. So, they'll pay their people, bro. It's just it just is what it is.
Oh, but remember, hard stance now the other way this year.
When they decide to move on from you, well, then that is what it is. But that's not the case with Zach Sealer, bro. It cannot be. You have gotten a bargain with Zach Sealer from day one. You know what I mean? You've never even paid market value for Zach Sealer, not even close. So the back end of this deal is going to be a little expensive. So what, bro? It's what he deserves. You know what I mean? It's who he's been for you and who he's going to be for the next 4 or 5 years. He'll be the leader of your defense and the guy that sets the tone and all that kind of shit. So, you need guys like that, and you need pillars of stability. And you don't have a lot of those anymore on this team. He happens to be one of them.
Yeah. And as you've mentioned previously, he could go deep into his career at his position.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about him aging or anything like that. And he's just solid. He's not a guy that's going to change once he does get his money. I'm not worried about that when it comes to Zach Sealer.
How worried should the Dolphins be about how Dolphin fans be about the secondary? Because, man, there's a lot of shifting going around. And there's not a lot of knowing what's what or who's who outside of one guy in Minka.
Yeah, Minka. And then now the one corner that you were hopeful for, Kader Kohu. We still don't know how serious that injury is when he went down the other day. So we haven't even really seen too much of the new corners. Are still getting adjusted, getting acclimated here in Miami. So Jack Jones and Mike Hilton still easing their way into things. So yeah, it's still going to be a huge question mark. And then it's kind of just like the clock is ticking. You have this month coming up now to get it all together. And shoot, I remember last year it was, even though they had the secondary in place, it was a lot of that they didn't practice together when you had Javon Holland in and out of the training camp lineup, and Jordan Poyer, he was dealing with was it a thumb injury then when he was brand new here, and Jalen Ramsey was holding in, looking for the contract extension, not participating in practice, and all that was going on. And then you're trying to get the secondary together on the fly come the time for the regular season, and they struggled, and really it took a long time. It took the whole year before it really got going. So that'll be even more of a struggle when you have a younger group that is practicing right now, and then the veterans that you're just signing are just coming in off the street, and you're already a few practices in. They're still getting acclimated, so that will be a huge struggle. Now, Minka Fitzpatrick, he gives you someone solid on the back end, last line of defense, and versatile defender who you can play him in the nickel, and you can blitz him, and you can put him up top at safety. You can trust him with some single high, and that he'll take care of things back there. But there's a lot that he'll have to cover up if you're dealing with issues on the boundaries.
Yeah, that's why the pass rush is going to have to be exceptional, bro, so they can play with a little bit of the back end, because that's going to be a real. It's a Josh Boyer type of year, is what it is. Unfortunately, you're going to have to rely a lot on that front pressure to help the back end. That's not very good, and those guys aren't going to be able to hold coverage for very long. So you're going to have to get to the damn quarterback. On the offensive line, Again, the pads were for the first time, so it's hard to measure anything right now. But the backup center position, what do you see so far? Because I like Brewer. Brewer did a terrific job last year, bro. He can get to the second level. He can move around, which is good for this offense, but he's not there yet. And I'm sure he'll be back shortly. But what do you see at backup center?
Yeah, and then Liam Eichenberg would be the other guy who we're not seeing in training camp, but he has backup center experience. Of course, started there a lot when Connor Williams went down in 2023. Then they needed him at guard last year, but now that he would have a reserve role once he does come back, then center is a place where you could see him, but we haven't seen him yet in camp, so we don't know if that would be his ultimate plan. But Andrew Meyer, undrafted guy out of UTEP that they had last year. They stashed him on the roster all year, even though he wasn't active. He wasn't playing in any games, but they stashed him and they kept him. They used a roster spot on him. So definitely a developmental prospect that they liked. And now he's got an opportunity this camp to step up. So that's one guy you're looking at a backup center with Brew not around for the first week of camp, not placed on PUP, so he could still snap with Tua, but still hasn't been dressed for any practice, hasn't been in individual work or obviously any team setting. So without him, without Liam, then Andrew Myers, one that you're looking at, and then maybe Daniel Brunskill, a guy who has been with Mike McDaniel in San Francisco that you signed recently, a guy who could play every position on the line. Then he's another option that you look at as a center snapping the football. And some of the other guys, like actually an undrafted guy, Addison West, he had a few bad snaps with Quinn Ewers back there just yesterday's practice, Monday. So a couple mishandled between the two, and then he sent a high one that Ewers had to snag up, catch, and actually credit to Ewers because he picked it up, looked upfield, and it was in a red zone drill, and he found his man for a touchdown in the back of the end zone after his vision of the field had to get thrown off by having to catch a high snap. So, but that was problematic. That was Addison West on that snap. So an undrafted lineman out of Western Michigan.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
So one more thing before I let you go. With Quinn Ewers, obviously you always get the fans that get silly and they think, oh, maybe he could be a starter. And I don't think he's a starter, but I did say this. I think Quinn Ewers can challenge Zach Wilson for the backup spot. So what have you seen from those two guys as they sling it around?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing is that Zach Wilson, they tell us, was the targeted choice as a backup quarterback. And I know we've talked about it like, why was Zach Wilson?
We're talking about the guy that had no idea that Skylar Thompson couldn't play. So let's move on from that. That means nothing to me whatsoever. I want to know what you see.
Yeah. I'm getting to it.
I don't really give a shit what Mike McDaniel says anymore, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I'm getting to it. And now, Ewers, he didn't do much today. So it's been kind of like a back and forth. He had a great third practice of training camp. So as a rookie, you're going to be up and down. But when he's looked good, he's looked good. So you see the potential in him. He can make those deep out corner route throws. Put some zip on the ball over the middle. We've seen him throw the deep ball well. Connect on those. So. Yeah, we have seen him shine. I would say making a few more plays than Zach Wilson, but of course going against threes. Yeah, going against threes instead of twos, so a little bit difference in the level of competition. But overall, I would say that.
They don't give Quinn any run with the twos at all.
No, yeah, and I know we're not supposed to report on who's working with which teams, but that part I think is fine because. And I did even answer a tweet asking me about this because Zach Wilson, he was their targeted choice as a backup quarterback, as we've said. So I think, we can identify that Zach Wilson is working with the twos based on that. But I think it'll be something that's highly questioned, that decision on Zach Wilson, if indeed they stick to their guns, because backup quarterback was such an important offseason move. And he was their choice. He was their targeted choice. So, you would like to have that guy. I always thought you wanted a veteran. And then when you draft a rookie in the 7th round and Quinn Ewers drops to you there, that you could just bring him along, no pressure. He doesn't have to really compete for the backup job because you have your solid backup there. But it could turn into that down the road. But then they would have to admit they're wrong. They were wrong too on Zach Wilson to go
My
that
problem with Zach Wilson compared to Quinn Ewers, and it's not like I think either guy highly of either guy, but I just think, and you can tell me when you watch it, I just think that in this offense, in order to really succeed, you got to have anticipatory skills.
Yep.
I don't think Zach Wilson has anticipatory skills. He relies on his gun to see the break and then throw the break. Whereas Quinn Ewers actually has a little passing skills to him, and he can throw to a spot where the receiver is going to be. I don't think Zach Wilson excels in that. And in this offense, the way you run it through multiple windows, I just think it becomes a little bit more of a challenge for a quarterback. And I think Ewers might be better suited for that challenge than Zach Wilson. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, Zach Wilson is a guy that you think of. His mobility, he can roll out and extend the play. Yeah, he's got the raw arm talent. So you think of those things that you'd like for him that made him a high prospect out of the draft. But those anticipatory skills, throwing to a spot where he said, even was it either OTAs or minicamp, that he was just being taught that by Slowick and Darrell Bevel, Frank Smith, and Mike McDaniel for the first time. Now joining the Dolphins. Now,
which is scary as shit, by the way.
Right now, some Jets beat writers that I know have contested that saying that no, he definitely had to have been taught that in New York. So I don't know. Well, we don't know what's true or what's not. The point is, he did say that there must be at least a level of to which that you play the quarterback position that way, that he was learning in a new way.
There's a ton of quarterbacks in the history of the NFL that have relied completely on their arm skill, and they had no anticipatory skills whatsoever. That's a whole different trait. And lots of guys have been just arm slingers. Joe Flacco's an arm slinger. He's not really an anticipatory guy. He's an arm slinger. Yeah, he can anticipate pretty damn good on a deep ball. That's the one. But he's not the guy that's going to throw a floater on a crossing pattern and throw it to a spot where a guy is going to be. That's not what he relies on. Neither is Randall Cunningham. Neither is Josh Allen. Neither is Lamar Jackson. There's tons of quarterbacks in the history of the NFL that are slingers. That's kind of who they were. And Favre didn't really develop any anticipatory skills till later in his game. He was relying all on his arm strength, which was, elite as it gets. But towards the end, he started having a little bit more of anticipatory throws, but it wasn't really in his game. That's normal. That happens to a lot of guys. It's not an easy thing, dude. It's really not easy. It's a gift that not all quarterbacks have, that they can read through multiple windows and throw to a spot where they know exactly where the guy is going to be. That is a gift, bro. That's a sick gift.
That is why you have to value that Tua does that. I know a lot of people, they only want to see quarterback play as, the arm talent, the arm strength, and ability to extend the play, moving out of the pocket. But what Tua does with his accuracy and anticipation is oftentimes something to marvel at.
Big time. All right, so what do you got going on in the Sun Sentinel, sir?
Yeah, I was just writing about, obviously practice reports, so everything that's going down at each one of these training camp practices, and I was just writing about Chop Robinson, how he was the orange jersey player today, but standing out going into year 2. Jalen Phillips talking about future defensive player of the year candidate, and how Chop is working on setting the edge better. To make him an every down edge defender, which will be huge for him down the road. So not just pile on the sacks, but to be a starter that way and be able to stop the run as well. He only started one game last year, so to make that stride going into year 2, as he's going to get some help on the edge now with Jalen and Bradley Chubb.
Yes, man. Let's hope those guys can stay healthy because to watch those three play, that's going to be a lot. And then Sealer, what people don't realize is that Grant's life is going to be so much easier playing next to Zach Sealer and then surrounded by Chop, Chubb, and Phillips. That will make his life so much easier. He's going to see all single man the entire time. Sealer will get doubles. They'll worry about Chubb. They'll worry about Chop. They'll worry about Phillips coming around the corner like a werewolf. Grant will have just, if everybody stays healthy around him, he's going to have, it's not an easy path, but it's made easier for him than if he went to a team that was a first-round pick and didn't have a lot of impactful people around him on the D line. He has guys that everybody else has to worry about. They're going to overlook his ass all season long. Good for him, bro. Good for him.
Yeah. And then you throw into all those names. Plus, obviously, we know about Jordan Brooks at inside linebacker.
Yeah.
But on top of that, Willie Gay is having a very strong camp. So that's a nice addition there with a lot of what he can do, whether it's pass rush, playing inside, outside, stopping the run. He's an athletic freak. Batting balls down at the line of scrimmage. I've seen him just like jump up when he can't get to the quarterback because he's about to release and just go obstruct the passing lane. He can do a lot.
Yeah, I will have my say on that one soon. All right. Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. And, of course, reach out to our friends at Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. We are in hurricane season, but it doesn't matter. Storm season, rain season, it doesn't matter. You can cover floods. You got roof leaks. Call them. They have their own adjusters. Never call the insurance company. Call Welton Rayom first. They will send their adjusters over, 954-966-4646. They will attack the insurance company for you. You'll never have to deal with them. The only thing you're going to do is pick up a check at the offices of Welton Rayom. So it doesn't matter where you live in Florida. Call them, 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. Weapon X United. Welcome back, sir. Hector Carrillo, Fant needs to be signed. Let's talk a little bit about Fant. I want to bring you guys into the loop here a little bit. And Janu did a nice job of catching a lot of screens and turning them into plays and stuff where, it was very favorable for him being in this offense and having to worry about the other monsters that are out in the open field. Noah Fant is a solid football player, but he is not your savior. Okay? Let's pump the brakes. I hope they sign him because he's the most accomplished tight end you would have. But, like Hector Carrillo puts out there, Fant needs to be signed. It'll be nice if they sign him, but he's not like the end-all be-all. Noah Fant has been in the league for already 6 years. Noah Fant has 15 touchdowns in 6 years. This is a man that averages barely over 2 touchdowns a year. The most he had in 1 year was 4. In 2021 with Seattle, where he had 670 yards, and another year the following year in Denver, and then in Seattle, where he had 4 touchdowns and 486 yards, where he averaged 9.9 and 9.7 yards per catch. Okay? He's not necessarily a big-time tight end. He's a solid tight end. You know what Noah Fant is? Noah Fant is a really good number 2 tight end. That's what he is. Now, In our case here with the Dolphins, he's number one by miles because he is really the most accomplished guy they have. He has played 16, 15, 16, 17, 17, and 14 games last year. So he's pretty damn durable overall. Started 11, 14, 16, 16, 17, and 9 out of 14 last year. Only had 1 touchdown last year. Had no touchdowns the year before that. He has 1 touchdown in 2 seasons. He has 914 yards in the last 2 seasons. So let's just pump the brakes. Let's relax. Noah Fant would be a nice signing, but it's not like you're signing an all-pro. Right? Can he get 5? Like he's gotten here, 562, 673, 670, 486, 414, and 500. Can he go back to getting 600-700 yards here because he's got Waddle and, yeah, maybe 750 to 800. Oh, my God. And he'll have a great year for Noah Fant. But let's just relax. Okay? Let's just relax. It's a nice signing if they can make it. But please don't label it like he's a savior and he's going to, oh, my God, make the tight end position super dynamic or anything like that. It'll be serviceable. So let's just relax on the Noah Fant thing. Be nice, but not the end-all, be-all, please. What else do we have? I'd like Greer to sign Noah Fant. Our Grammy Award-winning tight end needs a solid backup. What else? Noah can't sound like a beast. Those are Pro Bowl stats, if you ask me. Was Minka's deal a deal act of urgency? No, I think I already explained what it was, if you haven't picked up on it. What else do we have? Looks like Willie Gay is going to have a good year. Let's talk about Willie Gay. Okay. Yeah, let me give you a little. Willie Gay is a nice player. Okay. He's a nice player. Solid professional. Not a stud. Not an all-pro. There's no pads on. Today was the first time. This is not, this is a player that you're going to respect as a professional. But again, not going to make a difference that is going to elevate your team to all-pro status. I mean, if I look it up, how long has William Gay been in the league now? 10 years or something? Let me see a second here. Let me check it out. It's been a while. Okay? Yeah, 07 and now 17. So yeah, he's going on season 11, right? No, he's going on season 12 and he'll be 33 years old this year. I get it, dude. The media is watching, and Albert Wilson, anyone? What was the guy from 2 years ago that the one with the dreads? What's his name now? I always forget his damn, and the media was like all over. You remember that? Now, William Gay is a better football player than Albert Wilson is, and so is the other goofball at wide receiver that was, had a couple catches, and they were like making it out like Anderson was his name. Now I don't know what he got, like Chosen, Robbie Chosen. Anyways, and Robbie Chosen here, and then Albert Wilson, he's killing it, and this is the same thing. Now, I'm not going to put William Gay in the same level. He's a better player. But we are in practice without pads. The man has been in the league for 11 years. He's headed for his 12th season, and he's 33 years old. William Gay has been part of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Arizona Cardinals. So he has been around. Folks, nice player, solid professional, good person to have on your team, but let's relax. Okay? So, yeah, we talk about practice. They do it, and I get it. They got stuff to write about, and they get excited. Sometimes I think at times some media members may not watch the whole league because they're so busy covering the team, covering every practice, covering the entire game, pregame, entire game, post-game. They're not watching the rest of the NFL. They just don't. And then they got to get in a plane and travel and all. It's really tough as a beat person. And so that's why when you're talking me up Albert Wilson, I'm like, yo, bro, I've been watching Albert Wilson. I know he's not that good. And then, hey, you've been Robbie Chosen. No. Robbie Chosen is not a guy you count on. Somehow or another, the media wanted to make you think like you can count on him. And I'm like, whoa, did you not watch Robbie Anderson / Chosen in his prior, iterations? Have you not watched William Gay? Solid football player. Not the answer. Not a stud. Not a franchise player. Not all pro. He's headed for his 12th year, and he's going to be 33 this year. What's his date? Do we have what's his date of birth? Where do we have it here? Hold on. See, yeah, when is he going to be 33? May 23rd. So he just turned 32. So he won't be 33. He'll be 32. He's 32 for this year. So you have a 32-year-old linebacker. Right? Is it? Which one is it? Am I got it wrong? 27. I'm sorry. 27-year-old linebacker. Right? 27? 27-year-old linebacker. So how many years is it now? So it's not 10 or 11. I got it. I got the wrong count here. So it's like 7 or 5, actually. No, it's actually a little shorter than that. Wait a minute. I think I got the wrong Gay. Oh, I'm looking at fan stats here.
I'm totally off on this one, man. I'm like, maybe my phone's
Here we go. Wait a minute. All right, what do we got here? Which one is it?
He joined Kansas City in 2000.
Right, Kansas City,
2020. Sorry.
New England. He's been there, right? I was looking at the wrong Gay, I think.
Yeah, I think because he's got Kansas City Chiefs and the Saints in 2024.
And New England, no?
I don't see New England. It's got Mississippi State in 2017.
I got my Gays mixed up.
Double check. Let me check ESPN stats here just to make sure.
All right. So either way, he's all right. Solid professional, not really going to shine, not really going to be a star. What is it? 4 or 5 years, 6 years? What is it now?
Yeah, 2020 to 2025. So 6 years now?
6 years. Just relax. Take it easy. Easy. Just not a guy that he's bounced around a little bit. He's a nice player. He's going to be just like, by the way, the other William Gay was, I think, by the way, one senior, one junior, right? That's probably what it is. They're both solid, but not your answers. Okay? Just not the guys that are going to put you over the top. Just pump the brakes on William Gay Jr. Okay, I think I had William Gay Sr. is probably what I was looking at, which he's probably on the same path, playing probably about 10, 11, 12 years, be a solid pro, and that's it. Dwight Hollier, trying to think of some solid pros that you've had here that are good players, but they're not going to put it over the top. Channing Crowder, solid player, not a great player. That's what William Gay is. Just it. Just easy. Easy. Just guys that you're happy to have them on your team. But not necessarily oh my God, he's gonna carry your defense and all that. I just don't see that. Nice player from watching him play, but solid professional. Nothing wrong with that. You need a lot of those kind of guys on your team, but you need. I think what's the name of the other guy? Tyrell. That guy. Is it Dobson or something like that? That kid showed me something last year. That one is the one that I'm like, okay, this guy might, along with Dodson, that kid, along with Brooks, not bad. And then Gay is a complimentary guy to those guys, not bad. But it's more about Brooks and Dodson than anything that Gay is going to do. Now, Gay will be a solid special teamer, and he'll be a solid linebacker. But, all the plays he's making in camp and all that, it's practice. Easy. So I don't want you guys to put the weight of the world like the whole Noah Fant thing. Oh, we got to have him. Okay, yeah, it'd be nice, but he's a decent player. He's not a great player. Okay, that's why they're available. They're not. And in their case, they had drafted the UM kid, and they said, all right, we got to get rid of Noah Fant because he's a progress stopper. So, what else do we have? Big O, we don't want fans to panic over anything. Let's see. What else? Tim Bowles. When you talk about Tim Bowens is a hell of a player. Big O, what's your thoughts on this whole Christian Wilkins situation? I think there's a lot of homophobia going on. That's what I think. And, because of the environment now, you can be more hateful and you can be more negative towards people. But, man, there's a lot of homophobia out there. So Christian Wilkins was playing a joke on somebody and kissed him on top of the head or whatever it was. So do they know that in Italy all men greet each other by a kiss on the cheek or something? What is wrong with you homophobes? That's what I see. I see a lot of homophobia is what I see. And then Christian Wilkins does a split in the national championship game, and there were signs. So all of a sudden now, because he was playing a joke or whatever, so now you're making fun because you think he's gay? Is that an issue also? So then, all that does is show the ugliness of a lot of you out there. That's all. Because whether he's gay or straight is not what it was. This is not the point. This is a cheap ass organization that did not want to gamble that he would come back from the foot injury. So now they're giving you the distraction. The playbook, oh yeah, no, the Dems were sneaking names into the Epstein list. The playbook? Because, people are stupid enough to believe anything out there. Right? Like when that guy had everybody on Telegram and then he sent it to the reporter. Oh, no, that name was, I don't know how that came onto my phone. Oh, yeah, no, of course, you didn't input it in there. No, of course not. So if you want to be stupid enough to believe the misdirection from the Raiders, it's simple. It's a cheap organization, always has been. They looked at his foot injury and they said, we don't know if he's going to come back, so we don't want to take the chance to pay him. So now this is an opportunity for a loophole. And now let's throw in more garbage because give me a break. Give me a break. because you kissed a teammate on the head. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe it was something. Maybe you cared about the person. You gave him a kiss on the forehead. Who cares, dude? Like, is that how homophobic some of you are out there? Really? That's what it's all about? There you go. That's how I feel about it. I'm the guy that reads through the bullshit. That's what I do here, man. I don't fall for the bullshit. I read through the bullshit. I don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. So that's what's going on now. Just like the whole Epstein thing now, too, that they're trying to every other distraction possible. Same shit. Same playbook. Just different types. That's all. Nothing's different. But the good thing is there are stupid people out there, a ton of stupid people that will believe either of those distractions. So we move on. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. On day number 18,824 since the Dolphins won the Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm going to sit there and count on the calendar myself today. I'll tell you what the answer is 8 years from now. Anyway, our 3A Graphics sports calendar, the amazing Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. All righty. Tonight at Highland Mark Stadium, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds will host our own Miami FC. 7 o'clock will be the start time. Leagues Cup tomorrow. Chase Stadium, Inter Miami taking on Atlas. What a useless-ass tournament this is. The Colts signed left tackle Bernard Raymond to a 4-year, $100 million extension, $25 million per year, making him the 6th highest paid offensive lineman, $60 million guaranteed. Rest in peace, Hall of Famer and Cub Ryan Sandberg passes away at the age of 65. That damn cancer, dude. Jesus. That is your 3. Oh, and one more note. Deion Sanders has beaten cancer. And that, my friends, is awesome. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Devin, I bet you weren't going to get that take anywhere on Christian Wilkins. You won't get that honesty anywhere. And there'll be a bunch of you that sat there going, he might be right on that. Oh, man. Raiders trying to get off that $30 million guaranteed money they owe Wilkins. Yep, exactly. This is why I'm turned off by the Dolphin fan base. A lot of overhype a player. Yeah, well, the gay kid's bopping around all over the place, and he's a nice player. But let's not build him up to then tear him down. It's not his fault, and we're gonna make it his fault. You know what I mean? Then we pick on Albert Wilson because the media built up Albert Wilson. So Albert Wilson sucks. Albert Wilson's nothing. No, bro. Albert Wilson was nothing before that. It's just you built him up, and you shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? Same thing. Oh, this could be the year. You know, Robbie Chosen. Oh, he's running for deep routes, and this might be the year. He has his head screwed on right, and the whole Darren Waller. Oh no, have you heard his lyrics? He really wants to really turn and make a change and all that, and then we build them up, and that's what the media does sometimes. And maybe some of them are doing it just because it's a great little story. Some of them are just, but then we build them up to then tear their asses down, and it's not their fault. Robbie Chosen is who he is his entire life, and so is Preston Williams. And then here's, we're building Preston Williams up like he's the second coming and he's going to be a number one wide receiver and all that. And then we find out he likes Doge. And this is what we do. And a lot of times it's not those players' fault. So don't put William Gay like he's supposed to lead our team in tackles and lead him to the Super Bowl. And when he plays all right, then, they were talking him up. Bro, it's practice. It's late July. What are you doing? What are you getting? You're getting pumped up about William Gay or Robbie Chosen or whatever in late July. Stop doing this. Okay? Stop doing this. We keep doing it. You got to chill, man. William will be fine. He won't be the answer. So that's all it is. It's not a big deal. What else do we have? Minka handled everything. Storm Duck, by the way, returned to practice, which is good. They needed that. Chop Robinson had the orange jersey. We talked about the Ashton Davis injury. Chubb, by the way, wearing a brace on that right knee. He had tape yesterday, but they put on pads today, so he put on a brace. So that's good. By the way, Deion Sanders. I mean, the man's a life changer, right? Game changer, a champion, a program changer. He's in the process of turning Colorado around, a team that won one game and nobody knew who the hell they were. And now they're on the map. And so this guy beats cancer. And now he's got Karuchi Tran. $58-37. I'm just saying. Deion Sanders is he's scoring all the time. I mean, he cut a deal with Depends. You saw that, right? Talk about porta potties on the sideline just in case. By the way, I got a great idea for the porta potty. And they can do it in Colorado. They can do it anywhere, but especially in places where you got some money. You don't have the porta potty standing around. You have it built into the ground. And then when the coach needs it, they hit a button and it comes up out of the ground and he goes in. And then when he walks out, boom, it goes right back down and it stays flush. And then that way, it's not aesthetically, it's pleasing. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Or maybe we do it like we do over at the Masters. The Masters, what they do is they have hedges that are really tall, and then the bathrooms are hidden behind the hedges. So you walk in behind the hedge and you go to the bathroom and nobody sees it. Stuff like that. So maybe they build a hedge around the porta potty, and he just walks into a hedge and disappears and goes into the porta potty. Crafty ways. You could get a construction company to sponsor the porta potty. So that way, if it's built up, electronic, all that. I mean, there's ways of cashing in on this bitch. But he got Karuchi Tran now. First, she had Chris Brown. Then she had the salsa guy, Victor Cruz. And now she's going into Deion Sanders. She's just going older and older and older. It's what it is. Daddy issues? You were going to say it. I'll do it anyway. All right. What else do we have? Miles Deep, good afternoon to you, sir, in Vegas. Thank you. Ty in the Bronx. Yeah, man. Prayers for Neon Dion. Beat that cancer, bro. We talk about Jerry Rice and Lawrence Taylor as the greatest football players you've ever seen. Dion should be right there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dion is one of the greatest, dude. Definitely. Big O, a leak in the bush is worth more than a dump in the porta potty. There you go. What's Karuchi Tran? You know, some of you're just like not into pop culture. So, I can't help you. This old man can't help you. You know what I mean? If the old man is, keeping up with pop culture, knows who Karuchi Tran is and all that, and she's a cutie, bro. She's a cutie. By the way, let's slide into a little crypto, a little Bitcoin talk. All right. And right now, let's see, Bitcoin is at in the 117 range. All right. Ethereum, by the way, in the 37.5 range. And the market, by the way, is still down 204 points. The S&P is down 19. And the NASDAQ is down barely up, actually. Jack Mahler's 21 has announced that they plan to raise more money now to buy $680 million of Bitcoin they're about to buy. That is crazy. The White House tomorrow will release their first ever Bitcoin and crypto report. We will find out how many Bitcoin they do have, because they said it's now 28,000, not 200,000. We'll find out if they plan on buying anything. I don't know. I don't know if this thing will be positive or it means nothing, or it's. I don't think it could be a negative, but it's hard. It's hard. PayPal has now accepted Bitcoin payments for businesses. It's enormous. Electric car maker Zuzi to buy $180 million of Bitcoin for their treasury. Standard Chartered Bank says Ethereum treasury companies could buy 10% of all ETH. That's amazing. And eToro to launch a tokenized U.S. stocks on the Ethereum blockchain. And that's what's coming. You will buy your Apple stock on a Friday night or a Saturday and sell your Microsoft on a Sunday if you feel like it. And you can do it at 2 a.m. or at 2 p.m. It doesn't matter. The 9:30 to 4:30 thing is going to die. We are going to be a 24/7 cycle like crypto is, because everything will be tokenized and everything can be controlled on the blockchain. So interesting. Not that I'm a financial advisor, not that this is financial advice by any stretch. But right now, this is a beautiful time still. It's amazing how you're still in a buying zone, because it will be 15x by the time we get to 2030 here. It's insane. Let's see. My time, she's a hoe, but serial dater is the right way nowadays. What is it? Unlived, empathy people. It's a must. Well, she is one that, gets around. But for Dion, for the old man, doing pretty good, bro. Pretty good for the old man, I got to say. All right, let me do a little music history. Let's get to it. Let's talk about musicians born first on this date on July 29th. Start off with Wanya Morris, one of the exceptional singers for Boys to Men, born in 1973. 1972, Simon Jones, bassist for The Verve. John Sykes, guitarist, born in 59. Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake, all that good stuff. Tigers of Pang Tang. Very good guitarist, by the way. Geddy Lee, from Rush, the bassist and singer, born in 1953. Patty Skyfa, I think is how it's pronounced. Scalfa, 53, singer that worked with the Stones and also Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. I think she was also married to Bruce and everything, if I remember correctly. Carlos Santana, I'm sorry, guitarist from Paper Lace, born in 47. Neil Doty, keyboardist with REO Speedwagon, born in 46. And that is it for musicians. Let's go with other famous people. Remember, if I don't give you the age, that means they have passed away. All right, we will start with Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, born in 1883. We just lost the dictator just recently, bro. I lasted a while. Elizabeth Dole, former U.S. Labor Secretary and Senator, born in 36. She is 89 today. Bless her, still with us. TV anchorman Peter Jennings, born in 38. Filmmaker Ken Burns, born in 53. He's 72. Musician Martina McBride, born in 66. She's 59. Actor Will Wheaton, born in 72. He's 53. Dak Prescott, born in 93. He's 32. Sean, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir. Sonny Ono turned 63. Mikel Cicluno was born on this date in 1929. The great Captain Lou Albano was born on this date in 1933.
When was his rubber band born?
Probably way before that.
Okay.
Announcer Adnan Verk turns 47. And Scott Steiner, Freakzilla, turned 63 on July 29th, 2025.
He would tie a rubber band to like a mole on his face, right? Captain Lou Albano or whatever.
He was the dad in the Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, no, I know that. That's where I know him from.
That's what created the rock and wrestling.
Yeah, that's where I know Captain Lou Albano, but I know he's a wrestler, and he like had a rubber band that was like on a mole or something. The weirdest shit, dude. Anyway, let's start off with music history. What happened today on this date in music history? Was there anything exciting? Well, in 67, The Doors started a 3-week run at the number one chart and the number one spot in the singles charts with Light My Fire. Eventually, many radio stations would start playing the full 6-minute and 50-second album cut, which featured a long instrumental break. In 78, the film's soundtrack to Grease featuring John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John went to number one on the U.S. album charts. In 80, Hall & Oates released their 9th studio album, Voices. It featured Kiss on My List and You Make My Dreams Come True. Yoo-hoo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Let's see, what else do we have? In 97, Bone Thugs and Harmony released their 3rd studio album, The Art of War, and it features Look Into My Eyes and If I Could Teach the World. In 97, 98 Degrees released their self-titled album. It features Invisible Man. In 2006, When She Wore Makeup, Pamela Anderson married for the 2nd time U.S. rapper Kid Rock on a yacht on the French resort of Saint-Tropez. Anderson and Rock split after 4 months of marriage. She's now, her and Liam Neeson are a thing. You know that? Did you know that? That Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson are a thing now? So apparently they became a thing after, they just shot the new Naked Gun that he is now doing the Frank Drebin role. So Pamela Anderson is in that movie. I give her so much credit how she walks around now without makeup and just raw. Good for her, dude. Good for her. But anyway, Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson now are an item. Okay. We give you the dirt on everything here, bro. Everything. We are up to date. All right, here we go. In 2007, heart problems forced Kiss singer Paul Stanley to abandon a show in California. Paramedics stopped and restarted his heart to give it a regular rhythm after it spontaneously jumped to 190 beats per minute. That's bad. Let's see, what else do we have? Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers in 2014 on this date released their 13th and final studio album, Hypnotic Eye. Let's see. In 2019, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X became the longest running #1 in the U.S. chart history as it topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 17 weeks, overtaking Luis Fonsi's Despacito, and Mariah Carey's One Sweet Day, which both spent 16 weeks at #1. How about that? And let me see if there's some other. Nope, I don't think there's any birthdays that I left out, because sometimes they have birthdays here. And oh, wait a minute. Jim Marshall, founder of Marshall Amplifications, was born today in 1923. I think he's kind of important. When you go to every damn concert, it's full of Marshall stacks. So yeah, way to go, Jim Marshall. Damn, you're a badass. Not as bad as Deion Sanders. I mean, he can win Super Bowls for multiple teams. He can beat cancer and pick up Karuchi Tran. I got to tell you, that's impressive. Yes, sir.
So Captain Lou pushed a safety pin through his cheek to keep the rubber bands on.
We didn't have HD, so we couldn't tell what it was. I'm going, well, wait a minute. I didn't have HD, so now, you got to clear it up for me nowadays. Okay. All right. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show anytime you're listening or watching. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, and we appreciate it immensely. Thank you. James Johnson, by the way, thank you for the love on Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see. Big O, the Doors agreed to omit the lyric, "Girl, we couldn't get much higher" on the Ed Sullivan appearance, of course. Morrison did not comply and said higher, louder. Yep, I know the whole story. And then they banned him officially from Ed Sullivan. Yeah, I think they banned them, and then they still brought him back like 3 or 4 years later because they were so big or something, and they still let him come back or all that. It's the legendary Ed Sullivan appearance with all the Doors that were behind, and that was just like a really cool thing. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know the story. Devin says, I know it's super early, but I'm really impressed with Patrick Paul holding it down at left tackle spot. Yeah, definitely. And we'll see once we get to the real deal. All of that. We're looking forward to it, bro. We need James Daniels to kick ass. We need Austin to come back. We need Connor to get back in the groove. And then Savania, the rookie at left guard, he's got to get his shit going. And Patrick Paul, that's why it's really interesting. But they can't have injuries. Not only do we need them to develop and gel, but they can't have injuries because there's no depth. None whatsoever. All right, we thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley, Steve Calibro, as always. Mr. Brunetti, thank you, sir. As always, without you, it never happens and never materializes. And we thank you for your amazing support for the last 20 years and all 5 here on the platform. And we thank, of course, David Furones. You can rewind and catch anything or catch it later on when the man with the Ginsu knife slices all up, audio and video, for you all. We shall see you tomorrow morning from the studio. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. O